All right, are we ready? Are we ready, my man?
We're ready. Let's
Okay,
shoot.
so right, well, okay, we already started, so we are ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everybody. It is a Friday night. Everything is going good over this way. Everything's going good over my guest's way. And the guest I have with me tonight is the one and only Prince Idol, and who's now right now rejoining his new residency in Las Vegas.
Yes,
That's right.
sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
right. That you moved to Vegas. So when was it? A couple months ago or a couple weeks back there, if I'm correct?
It was around like a couple weeks after I left the show with you and Paul Three. What happened was, if you don't mind me sharing, what happened was right after I left, I was in something another group section thing, which is another app called Clubhouse, and I ruffled someone's feathers the wrong way, as you guys know I do, always finding trouble, and I got doxxed where this crazy man decided to dox me and actually pull up on me, and that right there what broke the camel's back with my family. And my sister said, "Oh, we're not having these strange people coming to our house and try to threaten us and kill us and all that stuff. We're not having that." So we had no choice but to leave the location only because I think my sister didn't feel safe anymore after what happened because of me.
That's a trip, man. Because
I didn't think people would get that crazy on the web like that to actually pull up on your house. I didn't think people actually do that shit. I mean, I know they dox you, but actually pull up, like, come on, like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
some people just feel the need to live and breathe and smoke, eat, piss, shit by the drama, and it's like the only thing they probably have going on in their lives because they have nothing else. So they're probably
But
looking
for
for
you to
some
go
drama
there and
to get
actually
involved in.
find someone's location and actually pull up, that's come on now. I mean, you really going out your way to kill someone? Like, come on, come on.
So people take shit too seriously, unfortunately, nowadays. Especially nowadays, if you say one little joke, they're going to deem it as offensive. They're going to try and cancel your ass.
Real.
Unfortunately, we got so many of these idiots running around do believe in that philosophy. Yeah, but so how you like Vegas compared to where you was living in Texas?
I've been before when I told you when I went to the Prince show
Yeah,
and
remember?
I met
Yes,
Prince's wife. Yeah, I've been
might say
before and I always
yes,
loved it.
yes. So
So I've
I
been before. So this is like a dream come true for me.
right there. So, by chance, have you met Mars Mira by chance there? You see how he's doing? Because he removed everything from his channel. It's no longer in existence, which is a bummer for me because I often went back to his content and listened to it while I was on work and everything else. And he was a cool dude, man. He did a lot of good live shows on his channel, Drama Club, During My
No, to answer your question, not to cut you off mid sentence, I haven't met Mars Mirror, but I will say this: since I've been here, I have seen a lot of headliners. The first headlining show, I didn't get the chance to see it, but I wanted to see Lenny Kravitz when he had his residency out here. I wanted to see Aerosmith when they had a residency out here, but I didn't get a chance to do that. But I've been in the strip, all week. That's what I do since I have no job. I've just been hanging out, eating at the strip. There's a nice restaurant called the Mark Wilber's restaurant out here, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's so good. And
Really
all over, I've been seeing Youngblood when Youngblood was playing out here not too long ago, and his tour.
interesting.
And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought that
it's
was amazing, Youngblood's show.
interesting because Youngblood, I guess, he killed it during the Back to the Beginning concert when he did his rendition of the song Changes. And he also, when they
Yeah,
had
I
the
love
MTV,
that. I love that.
yeah,
Tribute to Ozzy
exactly. I mean,
Osbourne.
he fucking kicked it, man. So what are your thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne's passing?
I
Were you
miss him. I was a huge fan of Ozzy. Huge Ozzy fan.
I was as well. I mean, like I had Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman. I had the Ultimate Sin on cassette, as well as Bark at the Moon, which I borrowed from a friend of mine. I also had No Rest for the Wicked. That's another banger. I mean, like all those great albums that he put out, top notch, man, without any question. He works on
I'm
some
going
great
to
sculptures.
Changes is one of my favorite songs, and the other song. Early Train. I love that song as well as what's the other song? It's so catchy. The song where he goes dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun
Iron Man.
dun.
Iron
I
Man. The
love
song
that song. I love that song.
he did that with Black Black Sabbath. He did
Yes,
that with
anything Black
Black
Sabbath, I
Sabbath.
love it.
The second record titled Paranoid.
I was
19.
thinking about making a fragrance. I was gonna think about making that a fragrance as a tribute to him. Something like, either a cologne blend called Black Sabbath or a fragrance called Black Sabbath as a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. I would love to carry the legacy of Black Sabbath. See, if someone's already doing it through music, Young Blood's keeping it alive through music. But I think we should do that like a Ozzy Osbourne clothing brand and a cologne brand for men called Black Sabbath. I would love to do that for Ozzy.
Well, you know what? That would be up to the members of Black Sabbath and their management team to do that because already there have been
Yeah.
a few Black Sabbath related clothing items like ranging from shirts, pillows to Vans, sneakers, and such, like all sporting the image from the first album cover.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it's
Man, oh man, do I miss Ozzy.
we're gonna miss him. No, definitely most. We're gonna miss him top notch without any question. Now I
And I
understand.
want to open this door. I want to reopen this door if you don't mind me saying, not to cut you off again. I remember you telling me on the last show something that Becky Lynch had said about Ozzy Osbourne. You had a conversation with YR as I was watching. You said Becky Lynch did some foul shit about Ozzy's passing. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she said it. Now this was during a promo between herself and Nikki Bella, who was the ex-girlfriend of John Cena. You know,
Uh-huh.
she was. They were going back and forth, and Becky Lynch during that promo, she said something that really cut deep into the hearts of Birmingham, England, where Ozzy Osbourne was born and raised, as you could tell. And she said,
Uh-huh.
the only thing that came out of Birmingham died a couple of weeks ago.
Oh shit.
She did. She said that, yes. And of course, she
What
went on
the
to
fuck,
further.
Becky?
She went on to further and said, you know, at least Ozzy had the good nerve to move to L.A. because if I lived here, I'd die too. And a lot
Oh
of people
man.
were upset over that, especially citizens of Birmingham, as well as
And I think his daughter, Ozzy Osbourne's
Kelly
daughter came after
Kelly
that.
Kelly Osbourne. Yeah, she
Yeah.
went off of her. She put in the hashtag Birmingham forever. But then again, that's and of course a lot of people are saying, she went too far with that, or with those words. There was a possibility that WWE was going to apologize to the world for those words being spoken. I don't know if they actually did or not, but let's not forget, she is a heel, and heels talk trash about cities all the time that they're in. I mean, like when The Rock
Yeah,
was,
she needed to get some heat. She needed to get some heat because she was transitioning to being a heel, so she had to do everything she can to get heat.
yeah,
And
she did.
oh boy,
And
did
what
she
she
get
did,
heat.
exactly, she did. That's the job of the heel to get people riled up so that when the baby face comes in and whoops her ass, everybody be cheering, "Yay! Becky Lynch got her just desserts! Yay!" That's
But
what
I mean, karma will be a bitch because AJ Lee came back, and I know AJ Lee's gonna whip her ass, and we're gonna get justice for what she said about Ozzy. I know AJ Lee, she's a big Ozzy fan, and CM Punk is a big Ozzy fan, so I know
they're.
AJ Lee's
Yes.
gonna whip her ass
Oh yeah,
this
that's
coming Saturday. I think they're gonna have a match. I believe.
right there. I see. Yeah, obviously, no question about that. Now, speaking of Ozzy, Motley Crue, you may remember, they opened for Ozzy Osbourne back in
Yes, they
1983.
did. They even mentioned that they actually had a scene in the movie called The Dirt saying that Ozzy sniffed ants and licked
Yep,
pee and some
yep,
crazy stuff.
he did. I know.
But I
I remember.
remember seeing that in the movie The Dirt. I remember seeing that back when
And you
Ozzy
saw,
Osbourne had the blonde hair.
yes, I remember. Yep, and you saw Motley Crue during their residency, which are still continuing now.
Yes, yes, recently,
We
recently.
need to dig into that. So, how was the performance that you when you saw them?
Vince's first show back after you told me his heart attack. Vince sounded great.
Really?
It wasn't no technical difficulties. All I can remember is Tommy Lee. being Tommy Lee, being crazy, getting the crowd riled up. The only thing I don't like is his drum solos with the whole roller coaster and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's the same old. But no offense, I love you, Tommy Lee, but the drum solo, it's getting no offense, it's getting kind of stale. We've seen it already. We've seen the roller coaster. We've seen that it rise, it go up. It's a certain act that you see that gets kind of old after a while. If you know what I mean.
Yep,
I'm
I
not
know.
shitting on Tommy Lee. I'm just saying that stunt. I mean, who hasn't seen that already?
Well, then again, the Motley Crue has always been that band that likes to overdo things. Like when it comes to a stage production, pyrotechnics, flash pots, Tommy Lee's uprising drum solo. And by the way, Tommy Lee's not the only one who did that. You may remember years ago when Peter Criss was still playing with Kiss, his drum kit would be risen up, for a few centimeters or a few inches or how many feet above.
That's what Motley Crue reminds me of. It reminds me of Kiss without the face paint on.
Mhm. Yes, well, actually, well, when he first came out, they had a lot
Like a
of face
different
paint.
version, like
Different
a different
version, yes,
version of Kiss.
exactly. I mean, like,
There's a lot
apparently,
of
what?
inspiration from Kiss from Motley Crue. Like you see Kiss with the costumes when they first did their album "Shout at the Devil." The wardrobe they're wearing is a lot of like Kiss, just that they're wearing like the red and black instead of the white and black.
Yes. Well, I remember that. Did you ever get you? I remember you mentioned something about the special edition of Shout at the Devil.
Yeah, they had "Shout at the Devil" special edition, and they also had Doctor Feelgood uh, cassette. The whole shebang cassette, and that's when I got the Doctor Feelgood cassette because that's how I got my T-shirt that you guys saw me
Yes,
wear with the Motley Crue Doctor Feelgood
yes,
shirt.
yeah, I see there because I
Which
remember
on the
that
shirt,
because I remember seeing
which on
the vinyl format of Dr. Feelgood at a nearby record store.
yes, that's what I
And it's
got.
a
That's what
new
I
version.
got.
And obviously it's a new version because it has a hologram cover where it has two images within one when you move it left and right. And I've always been a
Right,
fan of
right.
hologram images, believe it or not. So definitely the crew is on top notch for that. And plus the splatter vinyl that they have. I guess they had the Shout the Devil version, they had a record label. The actual vinyl itself is kind of like what is it you describe where it's like a blood inside but dripping everywhere as the record rotates on the record player, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, they had like a actual vinyl record with I think it was Nikki Sixx's blood or the band's blood inside. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Which kind of like is a copy of Kiss because I remember seeing news footage of Kiss using some of their blood to go into the mixing of the comic book that came out
Yeah.
the year around 77, 78, if I remember.
Well, I don't think it's the actual. I hope it's not their actual blood. I hope they're just saying that. I don't think it's like because if someone actually broke that, they can get sick.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
having this conversation with
And you
Paul
gotta
Three, and
remember,
Paul Three
got
said that's not safe.
exactly. I think it's probably just hype up the box set. Because if they were,
'Cause
well,
I
you
don't think
think
they're gonna
about
put
it,
some
you never
actual
know what
blood in
kind of
there.
diseases they had, no matter knowing how many bitches that they banged back in the day.
And you got weirdos that would actually break the album and probably try to drink or lick some
If
crazy
they do that,
fucking
they're
people.
stupid. They're stupid as damn hell, without a question. And speaking of Vince Neil, we I spoke about this in a vlog I did, many days ago about the fact that he revealed to Eddie Trunk on his program that he had a stroke this past Christmas night. He tried to get up from sleep and he wasn't able to move because his left side was all completely numb. He had to have assistance. I guess they took him to the hospital because obviously the doctor's office was closed. And I guess they found
Right.
out that he had a
Right.
stroke overnight, I guess. And it was also revealed that he had other strokes as well, two which he did not realize he had before.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
wow. And the thing that came to my mind was that maybe that's one big reason why he often has trouble getting the singing the way he used to. Because you remember there was all this flack, all the condemning, all the criticism, all the mocking that they would do at Vince Neil for trying to sing Dr. Feelgood. It comes out in a different language.
Also, I came across something that a good friend of me, a good friend of mine, and a mentor and mother. Shout out to I want to say shout out to Laureen because Laureen's always been there for me, and she's like a mother to me. I was talking to her about the vacancy of Motley Crue, you know, the whole venue and how I wanted to go to Vegas and see it and got a chance to do it. She brought up to me there was a pizza they made with they teamed up with what's it
I saw that
Prince's
as well.
Pizzeria.
Pizza of your
Yes,
action.
bro.
And named after one of the
I
songs.
wanted to get me a box, limited edition. I wanted it was like a pepperoni Oh my god, it looks so damn good.
Oh, nothing wrong with pizza. It's one of my favorites for years. I mean, like in downtown Ybor on
No, the way
7th
they had
Avenue.
it, man, the way they had it, they had their own sauce made just to dip the pizza. Like they went all out for this pizza, man. It looks so damn good, man.
Boy, we should probably order
I'm
some
upset I didn't
sometime.
get a box. I'm upset I didn't get a box because that shit would have been fire.
And where do you order this from? Is it like nearby
It was
pizza joints or Domino's or is it Little
yeah,
Caesars or any
no, it
other
was
pizza company?
something called Prince's Pizza Street, something like that. Prince's Pizzeria, something like that.
I guess that's located in Vegas, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they had one located in Vegas, one located in I think Los Angeles,
I see there. So
and one located in New
so
York
you got to go to
City.
Las
Yeah, in New York.
Vegas to get one of these Motley Crue pizzas. Because
Well,
I
yeah,
know,
when I tried to get it, I couldn't find it because it was limited edition. It was basically for the concert. It was like a contest you had to enter. Like if you enter, you get a free box of pizza or something like that. Or you get no, my bad. You buy the pizza and you get hopefully I think it was like a raffle. You get a box of pizza and hopefully you get a ticket to go see the show.
see there, a free ticket. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, free
That's the way
ticket.
they usually do it. I'm not
I think it's like a
surprised.
raffle.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it? I think I can't remember. I think if
Or
no,
like
my
a
bad. I think
contest.
what it was. You eat a whole pie. If you eat a whole pie of the pizza, then you get a ticket or something like that. I can't remember.
So if you eat a whole pizza, and how big is the whole pizza altogether?
It was big, but it wasn't in like a triangle form. It was like in this big square form. So as I seen it,
Hmm.
big old
It's,
chunky square form pizza, man.
it's kind of like it's kind of like what some of these other pizzas, like DiGiorno, Motor City Pizza Company, often put out. I know it's interesting you mention pizza
It was a
because
stuffed bread, bro. It
there is
looked
a.
like it was stuffed crust.
By the way, speaking of pizza, I got to give a shout out to Monster Pizza, located in 7th Avenue in downtown Ybor, Florida. They make some of
Yes.
the badass
Shout out.
pizzas. I get the I usually like to get lots of pizza from that place because me, my sister, her husband, and my oldest nephew love it to death. You know, they love it each and every weekend. So I always get them whole pizza, and these are big ass pizzas, by the way, big round pizzas. Enough
Good
to
God.
feed them. Hell, you don't. In fact, yeah, I think for this weekend they requested that not this time we should get a pizza because they still have some slices left over. And plus, like
Jesus.
they're getting way too fat because pizza has a lot of calories.
It does. It does. It really does.
Right there. And shout out to Casey is raw in the chat right now. He said, "What's up, Dr. Earl? I'm doing good, Casey, my man." And also shout out to your friend Lauren, I guess her name is. She's in the chat
Yes.
as
Yes.
well. Nice.
Yes.
Right there.
Shout out to you, Mama. Shout out to you. She's been a mom to me. Many people don't know her story, but she was sick and she actually beat cancer, and I was
Ah,
with her every step of the way.
congratulations. Good for you. Well, good for you, Lauren. Props to you, kid.
So I've been with her every step of the way, and she's been with me every step of the way. You know.
All right, that's good to hear, my man. It's kind of funny is that and Casey's in there saying, big ass pizza should be a pizza restaurant name. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if they're going to be happy about about that, without any question about that kind of a name. But there's so many pizza joints out on 7th Avenue, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And believe me, you got to. I think it
Hey,
pretty
hold
much.
on. Because I want everyone to know about this Motley Crue pizza. Sorry to cut you off, Earl. Lorraine, if you can put in the chat, was it Pizzeries that you told me it was? You
I
said it was a restaurant that was selling the pizza. I can't think of where you can find the Motley Crue pizza. It should still be available, even though they said limited edition. But they're still doing their residency in Vegas. Because apparently, when you do a residency in Vegas, it lasts for a whole week. They did the first show, what, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday they did the first show. And I saw that Tommy Lee and his wife on Instagram invited Maite and her family, which I think her new boyfriend, Maite's new boyfriend, his birthday is actually today. So
Oh
shout out to
wow!
him. Who I actually met him in Vegas at the Prince tribute show.
All right.
So yeah, I was really shocked to know that Maite, as I was going to my Instagram, Maite was actually there the same day I was there for the Motley Crue concert. So that was a banger right there. But I didn't get to see her, but I did see the show and it was good. It was fucking phenomenal.
Is there a way you could add Casey is raw to the call here because he I guess he wants to call in as well.
Yeah, does he have Discord?
Yeah, he's on
Just
Discord.
send him the
He was
link. Send him the link.
okay there. Let's see if I can do this. The only I'm only able to get the link from the from the hello. I thought I heard
Yeah,
myself.
I'm still here. What you do is where it says where it has the speaker button up top. No, my bad. If you go up, hold on, let me show you how to do this. Okay, let me see if I can hold on, let me see how this works real quick.
Yeah, because I've always had that issue many times
Okay,
before in
let's
the
share my
past.
screen. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me show you how this is done.
Mhm.
You can hear on the screen.
Let's stream right
So
now. Okay, let me get this.
you share your
Guys,
screen and hold on.
okay.
You go, where is it? Put this down right here. Go right here up top.
Mhm.
And then you just, have the option to either copy the link or share the link anywhere you want it.
Okay.
So
See if I can do
what I would do is I would just like, go here and then you have your options of where you want to share it at if
that.
you follow him, or what's the other one? The other, come on, all these people talking to me. I hate when that happens. Ah, all right, here we go.
We're
And
gonna
then
try get you in, Casey. Give us a while there, kid.
or copy the link. Yeah, I would copy the link and then share it to him.
All right there.
Did you see that, Earl?
I'm looking at it right
Where'd it
now.
go?
See. Let's see. Um,
Do you want to copy the link and share it to him, or you want to just send him the link?
tell you what, let's try and get him in here regardless, no matter what, because
Yeah,
it's getting too complicated here.
I
Okay.
mean, as long as he
We're
has
gonna try
Discord, he
get
can
you
he
in,
can come in
Casey.
here.
We're gonna try get you in, Casey. Give us a few minutes here. It's kind of
Yeah,
trying to get people in here is a bitch to deal with, unfortunately, sadly. Blah blah blah.
just just uh just send the link to the Discord.
Go in there, give it a seconds here.
I got so many requests of people who I don't even know want to come in here. Everybody wants to be a part of a Royal Empire. Royal Empire is it's a wonderful place to be, I guess. Did you see, by the way, or the channels? I actually have a Motley Crue channel in here. Did you see that?
I noticed, yes. That's where you post things about Motley Crue.
Where is that channel? I just had it in here, the Motley Crue channel. There
Yeah.
it is. So that's our Motley Crue channel. I hope they can see on YouTube. I didn't really post that much of Motley Crue in here, but
Mhm.
I love these guys as well as I have Pamela Anderson room. I have Hanoi Rocks room. I love the band Hanoi Rocks, which was the first ever glam band.
And by the
But
way,
it wasn't for these guys.
we also got to give props to Mick Mars's daughter. I'm sure you saw the video I did on her, calling out Nikki Six.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
For those who do not know, let me get to this situation here. Let me look on here. Give me a few minutes. I found this on the Facebook page. Blah blah blah. Son of a bitch.
Oh, you're still trying to find them?
I'm trying to find a lot of things. I'm having a lot of difficulty doing so. It's just, every time it's hard to get the link from this to send him. It's kind of very hard to get it here.
I
So
can let me see if I can reshare the link with you. Then you can just probably copy the link, send it to him.
hmm,
Yeah, let me do that right real quick. Let me reshare the link.
okay. But tell you what, put the link in the show chat here, up the upper left corner there, where it says, yeah, that little symbol
Oh, I
there.
can put it on YouTube. Yeah, I'll put it on the YouTube
Yes,
chat.
yes. Hmm.
There it is.
Right there, right on the account. There you go, Casey. It should be right there for you, bud. All right. Is it there by chance?
Will he be able to click it? Because I don't have moderatorship. If you have moderatorship and on your YouTube, you'll be able to click it. He will be able to
Tell you
send you
what,
straight here.
let's put I have the chat for the server that we're on right now, the open chat where Queen Denny
Hmm.
says, "Hey y'all." Definitely put it on
Yeah,
there. I will copy it and put it, DM it to Casey.
on the YouTube. Yeah, on the YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. All right there. So go ahead, put the link on the where I have open here. All right, so
You got it. Or you want me to put it in there?
put it in there. Yes, definitely.
Here it is.
All right there. All right there. Let's copy this. So see if we can copy this. Copy the text. That's what it says.
And then it would once he clicks it, if he has Discord, it should send him straight to the Royal Empire server.
Okay, let's see if we could do this here.
The first place he'll land is in Royal Park, like how you did.
Okay, let's do this.
I love my server, man. I love this. It's cool. It's a cool little server I made.
All right there. There you go. Should be there, Casey. In the check your message board on Discord. The invitation should be right there,
Oh,
my
he's
man.
here. He's here. He's here.
Yes, yes, sir.
He's muted. His mic is muted though.
There you are, Casey. Unmute yourself, Casey, my man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're doing pretty
How's
good.
it
What's
going,
going on,
man?
Casey? It's been a while. Sorry, I heard
Yeah,
you on Dave's show earlier today, man.
yeah. It was fun last earlier on Dave's channel.
All right. Yeah, so I guess you got we talked about Garguts and Jesse moving in together in the state of California. Why California? I have no clue because right now, at this moment, they have a lot of disdain for that state with how their governor and all the leaders in that state have been putting so much bullshit into that state. I mean, like the amount of homelessness, the amount of hookers, drug dealers, crime that goes on in the inner cities, whether it's Compton, LA, you
Yeah.
name it. I've seen so many reports about it, especially in the Bay Area. That's pitiful. I hope those two are not living in the Bay Area, let alone Los Angeles.
I'm just
Wow.
like I had no problem with Garguts at all. I always been cordial with Garguts,
Mhm.
but I do like Jesse a lot more. But Jesse's one of those people who is a nice guy, but I hate to see them blow up on each other because you know it's probably going to happen.
Mhm. So
But
you think there's going to be a falling out soon?
I personally hope not. But I mean, I'm hopefully not. But it it could happen.
Because right now there's a lot of. I know Dave was questioning the whole thing, as you may remember on his in there earlier today. he's not in favor of Gargus. He's not big a fan of him with all the accusations of rape being leveled towards him with what he did to that young girl when he was still in San Antonio. I mean, like, that's been going on for how many months? And you may remember, when I talked to Dave, when I called in, and you were there, Dave, Casey, I even said, like, why didn't this girl go to the police and got investigation going on Garguts? But apparently
See,
she didn't. Then that's a bummer because, like, that's letting the villain get away with their shit.
I heard some rumblings about this, but I didn't want to pry into business. I mean, I don't know the whole story behind it because of a lot of times Garguts goes late, well, minus when he's on Joe's show, and he usually on very very late. So by the time he goes live, I'm pretty much asleep. So, but I heard the allegations, but I mean, I don't know the whole story behind it though.
Well, I heard a lot of. I remember Danny MT was speaking about the whole thing on one of, I guess, YR's and Jacob RP's program, and Tony from Revere, or Stody Tony, as he's now known as. He came in and we gave some details as well to YR and Jacob RP, and this was when Hurricane Milton was about to hit our area when he came
Mm.
with the information.
Hopefully it's not true. I mean, obviously, if there's someone who got raped, obviously you need to be uh turned in. But I'm hoping it's not true. I hope nothing really bad like that truly happens around here.
Mhm.
But I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, we had our our community predator, but he's not there no more.
Mhm. And you're referring to the Garguts or somebody else?
Keith,
Oh, the yeah, he's gone. We all know that. You heard about that,
yeah.
Prince Idol? Keith died a long while ago. Oh,
What?
yeah, he died.
What the fuck? I didn't hear about that.
I'm surprised. But he died.
I
YR.
mean, I heard. I thought it was like I thought Ryar was playing around, like you know how he does, like kind of
Uh,
how I did
No,
that one
he
time when
died.
I
He definitely died for shizzle. And the
There's
worst,
a
wow.
there's isn't there like a what's it called, news clip? What is it called? When someone dies, I forgot what it's called.
obituary,
Yeah,
obituary.
yeah, there's an online obituary out there on him.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess obviously, if someone wanted to be a dickhead, they
Does
could.
anyone know the cause of death? How did he die? Like what
We might
happened?
not know, but I'm thinking maybe he probably got on the triple C's once again, and finally those triple C's got the best of him. Because yeah,
Oh
there was
shit!
so many times he was on those things. I remember one time YR, everybody else was not online. He called me out of the blue. Take a look at Keith's face right now. Keith's eyeballs were glazed all the damn hell. And we were trying to talk to Keith, trying to tell him, to lay out that shit. And Keith was like, I think Dr. Earl should leave. I'm like, really? Really, bro? But,
I would. I hate to
That's
say this.
crazy.
I hate to say this, but because my wife died because of drug related issues, and honestly, she wanted to get help a couple times, and well, not by her own admittance about. She did, I guess, once or twice, but a lot of times it was she just needed to, she was on under the influence of her drugs, and she drove, and she just passed out at the wheel.
And
And
we figured what happened next.
yeah, I guess she was getting prosecuted, but before that whole thing went down, she passed away. But she, sadly, people, if you can't help people that doesn't want help, you know.
I know, just like they're the ones that have to realize that they need to get some help because trying to force an addict to get help, to get into rehab, to them it's going to be a battle because right now that during that stage you're like they're still into the getting high and shit that you don't
Yes.
want to stop.
Well, see, the thing is with her, she used to do like cocaine and marijuana for the high, but she was doing heroin because
Oh hell no.
yeah. Well, the thing was, it was because she had a back injury, and the doctors would fuck with her meds. But she kind of did it on her own though too. She would be like, she would hold out, and then she would double up on her meds. I was like, and so the doctors couldn't trust her, so they would change up the meds, and eventually she would have to resort to heroin to kind of help ease it out. And it was, I knew she was doing something because but I couldn't ever prove it because I'm either away at work or she'll go in the bathroom and do it. But I'm like, I'm not gonna break in the bathroom and say, "Oh, I told you you're doing it," because I'm not gonna break in the bathroom when she's doing it. You know, let's say she's just taking a shit. Like, I'm not gonna do that on her.
So basically, she became an addict because of the back issue that she had, which kind of resembles Phil Anselmo, the singer from Pantera. He was going through the same thing. He was doing heroin because obviously it made him feel good. It took away the pain of the back issues. Many people feel the need to self-medicate because of the medical conditions that they have, and a lot of times they don't have enough money to afford prescription medications, and chances are the prescription medications don't always do their job. And this when the doctor comes in, they prescribe more of these pills, more of these
Yeah,
supposed antidotes, and next you know, you're taking this pill, that pill, this pill, that pill, and the
exactly.
pharmacies, the pharmas, they're the ones who are making money off of one's suffering. And they
And well,
realize, fuck this. So I'm gonna go to street drugs because it's cheaper. It does a lot better job than the prescribed medications. But then again, at
mhm,
the same time, this leads to a thing called self-medication, which often leads to, as we see many times before, addiction.
exactly. I mean, here's another thing is that you can take the same meds and you can grow resistance where you had to take a little bit more just to get the same effect,
Yeah.
you know? And like you'd be downing like a whole handful of pain meds just to get what two pills or one pill would have done for you. So
Exactly.
like, so that's what sucks, but. It, So, I mean, she was trying to be clean before her back injury, but when she got her back, and then it was just she wasn't the same
You know.
when that happened. But that was always the thing that sucks. But when you were talking about that about Keith, kind of remind me about that.
This also kind of reminded me of a story that I told to a couple people a couple years ago on a couple of YouTube programs that I often called in at times. There was a girl back in Michigan who I used to crush on. Her older sister was a massive heroin addict. She would apparently the family that she came from had an abusive father, and around the time that she was growing up, drugs and alcohol were the way to go. You had to do them or you were an outcast. Plus, when you're high, you forgot about the pain that you went through as a kid, and plus it made you become the person that you really want to be. That brought out the bravery, it brought out the Mike Tyson in you. So she would continue to use heroin, but the thing is, because she had because drug dealers don't take debit, credit, food stamp cards, bridge cards, as you call them back in Michigan. They wanted the money, cold hard cash, straight up. And because she had to save her money for the heroin, she would have to steal from various stores, department stores, convenience stores, like 7-Elevens. She get caught. She been sent to jail for how many months? Get back out and repeat the same thing over and over. She would tell her friends and family, I cannot stop. I cannot quit. It has a grip on me. Because obviously, when you try to quit heroin on your own, you go through withdrawal and it's painful as fuck, what I've heard. So you can't do it on your own. So they got to seek help. But then again, when they're off the drugs, when they're clean and they're sober, deep down they're going to feel vulnerable because to them the drugs was their protection, it was their shield, it was their way
Yeah,
of being that person that they want to be.
Wow.
But here's another thing, it's not just the drugs that can kill you, it's the means of getting them. And I told this story, like I said, the older sister of the girl I used to crush on, she and her friend was in Chelsea, Michigan. Remember my home state, which is a few miles west of Ann Arbor on I-94. They were stealing, obviously, because they were seen running from the store with some items, and they were crossing over I-94. Now, this section I-94, there are no lights above like you see on regular freeways. It's one of those lost highway type of deals. You know what I'm talking about, guys. And apparently the older sister dropped something. She tried to get it, and then boom, she gets hit by a car going either 75 or 80 miles an hour. I'm not too sure the correct speed, but all in all, it was a huge ass mess. Massive mess. There was apparent brain matter on the radiator area of this car.
uh,
There was a massive cleanup that had to take place. Her funeral was an open casket funeral. We all went to the funeral, and the beauticians at that funeral home, they had to work extra hard to make her look somewhat normal like she used to. She looked unrecognizable. I remember looking down, trying to look down at the casket, and I swear I could not see the legs because I heard that they were tore off as well by the impact of that car hitting her.
that point, you was like, what's the point even having? Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, to me, I wouldn't want to see the person super disfigured. Like, like I'd rather had it be a closed casket than that.
I know, but then again, I don't know whose idea was it myself because it's not fun looking at a deceased body. I could tell you that. I could tell you
Oh my
that.
God. There was what reminded me about this one time. It was me, my brother, and some friends of us. We were on vacation, and there was a property that I wouldn't say my parents owned, but it was my grandparents owned. But we had a trailer house there. We would go down there and like during the summer, and there was this murder house
Oh my.
that yes. So one day it was me, my brother, and our friends. We went into the murder house,
Mm.
and it did feel creepy. But then my brother went down the storm shelter. That was like, I mean, you know what a storm shelter looks like. It's not. It's like a basement, but it's separated from the house. So my brother went down the storm shelter and came up with a like a Polaroid of someone in a casket. I
Wow.
was like, hold on. I was like, who would do that? I'm like, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go up to the casket and you know what? Just whip out a camera and take a picture of you. That's like, I'm gonna go up to the casket, pull out my phone, and just take a few pictures of the dead body right there. I'm like who? I'll be like, I can understand you want to do it from afar, but when you're up front, like that, I feel like an asshole if I would do that. It's like, don't mind me, I'm taking the picture here.
At least he didn't do what Logan Paul did when he did that vlog in that suicide forest in
Oh,
Japan.
God.
Oh man. I'm sure they. You know what? It's funny now since he's involved with WWE. I guess the other wrestlers in that roster were told never to bring that up in any of their promos against him. Because I guess that was
Oh,
one sensitive, embarrassing moment for the guy. He got trouble big time.
yeah. I mean, obviously, it didn't hurt him too much, though. I mean, he's still rich as fuck and recognizable as hell. Like,
I know his
I
brother
mean,
Jake Paul is probably more richer now since he took up boxing as his new career.
I don't know. You think his brother's more richer than he is?
I don't know. I've yet to even check their finance records, and I don't really care to because I'm not into those guys. I'm not into Logan Paul. I'm not into Jake Paul. You know, like, but you know what? It's good that Jake was able to get away from that whole persona that he had with Team 10, the crazy pranks that he did at his old house in the LA area, which got him evicted, by the way, a few times, and take up boxing as a new route of earning money as well as keeping himself in shape. I mean, he's a pretty built guy when you look at it.
I still don't consider him a real. There's no way all those matches that he's actually like. Come on, like where he like. I think didn't he technically beat Mike Tyson? Think it was a
Well,
decision.
I think he may have beaten Mike Tyson if I remember. Let me check the chat. Because I only saw the interview which took place afterwards. 'Cause my brother-in-law was watching it as well. And I guess Lauren in the chat saying, let me go to what she said here. She says that Tyson botch wasn't all that. I guess it wasn't all that good of a fight. I guess it
Yeah, I
built us up
remember
as the next fight of the century compared to McGregor and what's his name?
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, yes, thank you. It's been such a long time. It's about almost 8 years since that fight went down.
Oh yeah, I remember actually when that was happening. I was talking to a woman and she wanted to get together, like hang out at her place. I was like I wanted to go watch that fight, but she's like, "Oh, I'll order the fight." I was like, and there was two prices. There was the $100 pay-per-view price, and and I think that's like the Ultra HD version, whatever, 4K, and there's like this, I guess, $70 version. I told her don't buy the $100 one. I told her not even to buy the pay-per-view because I was gonna go find a bar or something like that and watch it, and she did, and we just watched a bunch of the fights, and then it came down to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, and we're like, I thought we were enjoying ourselves, and I think I even met her kid, and I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, all right, this went good. I want to watch a free fight. Hung out in this nice look. Never heard from her again. I was like, hey, I was like, hey, at least I got to watch the fight for free.
That's true there. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey, I got something free out of the deal. Now,
Yes.
I'm sure you heard you guys too have heard about this. Sean Diddy Combs, 50 months behind prison walls, 4 years plus. Plus, he now has to pay a $500,000 fine. And this is
Oh.
after he was found guilty of the 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, many people have been speculating he was going to possibly get 20 years behind prison walls because each count of the transportation charges is about 10 years maximum. I know as a defense team has been asking for about 11 months, which he already served at that time in the prison that he was in up until the sentencing came down. And the prosecutors mentioned something about 11 years that he should spend. Now it's official. It's going to be 4 years in prison. And I have one source here I'd like to read for you. It's WashingtonPost.com, and it says here Sean Diddy Combs. This thing's coming up here. I don't like it when it does this, man. I'm trying to get this. You try to eat. Let me get this. New York Times. I have to go to that because he got these things popping up. Subscribe to this
Yeah.
webpage. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. It says here. Sean Combs sentenced to more than 4 years in prison after apologizing for the air quotes sick conduct, meaning the stuff that went off in these freak off parties that he used to host. The judge said that a substantial sentence was required to, quote, send a message to abusers and victims alike that like exploitation and violence against women is met with real accountability. Sean Combs, the fallen hip hop mogul, was sentenced earlier today, Friday, October 3rd, to more than 4 years in prison for prostitution related offenses in a case that drew global attention for its lurid accounts of violence and fetish sex marathons. Now, the judge who was overseeing the case said in delivering the sentence of 50 months that a substantial sentence, as I mentioned earlier, I have to mention it again, was required, to send a message to all these abusers and the victims that, again, exploitation and violence against women is met with real accountability. Now, the lawyers for Mr. Combs had argued that he was at most a John in hiring prostitutes and that the sex involved was consensual. The judge addressed those arguments directly. He told Mr. Combs, quote, you were no John. You were more than that. Even if your
Oh,
currency was satisfying your sexual desires instead of money. But the coercion was the same, if not worse. The lawyers for Mr. Combs had argued for a far lighter sentence, no more than 14 months. After a jury acquitted him of the most serious charges, racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. If he'd gotten found guilty of those, he would have been facing life in prison, for the record, folks. Now, the government had requested a sentence of more than 11 years. At his trial, Mr. Combs was convicted of the 2 lesser counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, charges related to travel arrangements he made for sexual encounters between his girlfriends and hired male escorts, known as freak offs or hotel nights. Two of those women, one of them Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie, the singer. You may remember her hit You and I from 2006, as well as a girl who went under the name of Jane, testified at length about feeling violated at these encounters, at these events, I meant to say. According Accounting for the year, Mr. Combs has already spent in detention since his arrest in September of 2024, and the potential for time off for good behavior. The sentence means that Mr. Combs will remain incarcerated until 2028. After not testifying during his trial, Mr. Combs asked the court for mercy, apologizing to his ex girlfriends, his family, and the community while calling his conduct disgusting, shameful, and sick. He said,
I'd
I
like to
did.
point out.
What's up?
I hate to jump in real quick. I love
Go ahead.
the account where he had to apologize to his ex girlfriends with a plural. I mean, God, man. I mean, yeah, he was rich enough to have women to be like a ton of women, but I mean, I've fooled around, but I never had girlfriends like that. I'm like, it's like R. Kelly where he had many women.
Yeah, but
It was like,
the difference with R. Kelly is that many of these his women were underage.
yeah, that's even 100 times worse.
Yeah, exactly. And let's not forget, Diddy also dated lots of women. He also date. Let's not forget he dated J Lo, Jennifer Lopez, Cassie, as I mentioned. In fact, he was involved with a woman named Kim Porter, who is no longer with us. I forgot what year she passed away. And I guess but I guess it's safe to say that despite being a role model, a hip hop mogul, everybody deep down has these dark sexual fetishes. I mean, like Bill Cosby being one of the leading examples of that.
Who's who figured that was gonna come out? Like about Bill Cosby. I mean, when that happened, oh, he's like you don't want to hear from him again. Like he was obviously, the Bill Cosby show. I never really sat down and watched it,
We did a few times.
but I never. I mean, I did like his movies, like Ghost Dad and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I was like, but you would, man, it makes you think when it's like about some of these people like turn like they have a uh
Dark fetish, a secret dark fetish that they're afraid to reveal to the world. Because Bill Cosby was cited as America's favorite dad. He was a role model. He preached about putting education first before everything else. He spoke out against these young black kids using the N word on one another and stealing Coca Cola, as he often put it at times. And he spoke something very interesting, which still rings true today. Is it a need to teach these young girls, like thinking to themselves, oh, they got the right man they're going to spend the rest of their life with. They get pregnant by this guy only for the guy to leave her because the guy is unable to take care of the child. And that shit still goes on to this day, unfortunately. And these are
well the
girls
thing.
about 19 or 18 years old.
But there's also writers who write that stuff. Like they would say, God, what's his name? The dad from Full House. God, Bob Saget. Like
Yes.
they were saying he was like just as wholesome as he was, and when the whole thing with Full House and America's uh got video wherever it was
Yes.
most fun. When that was all done, he went to be a filthy or dark comedian.
Mhm.
And like I was like, hold on, was he really that raunchy
Well,
beforehand?
I guess what it was, he may have been raunchy during his stand-up routine, but they had to put that aside in order to fulfill that TV role.
Yeah.
You got to remember about
Like
that. And sometimes when the series ended, they're going to see him as this a goody two shoes, and I'm thinking he went towards that direction to bust that goody two shoes image, the same way that Myra Cyrus did. Excuse me, Miley Cyrus. She had to go, remember all the crazy shit she did with the outfits, the things she did on
yeah,
stage. She did that obviously on purpose one, to gain controversy to get a career going, and two, so people won't keep referring to her as Hannah Montana for the remainder of her life.
And that's the thing with all those Disney people, like, you know, all those kids that come up from being with Disney and like once they leave Disney, they're like that. Like same thing with Britney Spears and I mean Lisa, God, the guy she was was she married to? Not
Kevin Federline,
not Kevin Federline, the Justin
Justin Timberlake, they were never married. They dated for a couple of years.
okay.
Yeah, she was married to K Fudd, as I prefer to call him, for a couple of years there until she got encouraged from her family to dump this guy because obviously he was a gold digger.
Oh yeah. I mean, you never heard from him again after they divorced.
Yeah, the only thing he ever did was either Celebrity Fit Club. That was about it because obviously he gained a little bit of weight and blah, 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 and all that stuff. The only smart thing he ever did was when he released an album called, I forgot the title of it. I saw it in one of the nearby record stores and I heard a lot of bad things about that record, say it was the worst selling record in the year it came out. Nobody bought it. But the only good thing he did was have that album copyrighted in his name. So by chance, years on down the line, if that record were to gain some cult status like the Shags did with their only record, chances are he'd probably be raking in some good amounts of money by chance.
Possible. I doubt it though. I mean,
I kind of doubt it, but yeah, at least good thing he got anything copyrighted in his name because obviously, if it were to happen, he would probably end up with nothing because so many artists out there don't own the rights to their music.
oh no. I mean, shit. The Beatles sold their albums to Michael Jackson at one point, you know?
Well, actually, he bought it underneath Paul McCartney's nose. Paul was trying to get copyrights to the Beatles recordings for many years, but he kept getting turned down left and right. And Michael Jackson, who was educated by Paul McCartney and on purchasing musical publishing, went and
Mm.
did it to Paul. He basically, Paul was like, what? I gave you advice how to purchase music, and you went and bought my music that I wrote with George, John, and Ringo. And I guess
I'm
he
sure
probably,
he had,
so I'm sure he must have had a lot of angry, had anger issues with Michael for doing that.
well, I'm sure he had some say so. I'm sure, like, the Beatles had to give a green light on it, though, too. Like, yeah, the
Yeah,
record.
yeah, but I'm not too sure if there's Beatles at all who gave the green light. Remember, the music rights was owned by EMI, Northern Songs or publishing company, and I guess Capitol Records or EMI, whoever owned it in the past before MJ purchased it, they probably gave the
Mhm.
green light because MJ had the big wads of cash. Now, if I were to
Well, let me.
purchase a Beatles music, I'd do this. I get a hold of Paul, George, Ringo, and Yoko Ono and say, hey, sign these papers. You now equally own the rights of your songs. All the money gets divided equally, four ways, 25% for each. Ringo gets 25%, George gets 25, Paul as well, and the estate of John Lennon gets 25% as well. That's how I would have done it. But then again, I'm not MJ.
Nah. But, like, how does that work? Does that. I mean, yeah, obviously the Beatles were, like, split up years later. How many years before he
Years
bought it?
before, yes, absolutely.
But let's say if the Beatles did made another album after he bought it, does he owns that one then?
I
as
do not
well.
know. I'm not too sure. You know what? It's kind of interesting because the only thing they were to put out was three songs post John Lennon. Freeze a Bird, Real Love from 1995, and you may remember the song Now and Then, which was put out on the reissue of the Blue album, the compilation.
I'm sure if I would listen to it, I would recognize it because I do like the Beatles.
Oh, I love the Beatles. They're one of the first bands I listened to when I first got into rock and roll.
Like,
Prince, Prince,
how
you're
could you-
muted, man. Come in and join the conversation. Prince has always done this a lot of times on our music shows. Prince, are you there, man? Get on the call again, once again, bud.
I'm still here.
All right, Jerry. Because what do you have to say about Sean Diddy Combs and the topic we're talking about, Sean? Because I know before we went live, you had a lot to say about P Diddy and what he represented and what he was doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, with Diddy, I just don't like. I don't like the dude. I don't think. I think he should have been sentenced longer for what he did.
Right. And you know what? I believe all the people that have put up with this abuse are probably agreeing 100% with you, especially Cassie. I mean, I'm sure you both of you guys saw the footage of that beating that went down in the hotel lobby, courtesy of the hotel lobby, hotel hallway
Oh,
cam, I meant to
yeah,
say.
yeah, I remember that one.
That disturbed the fuck out of me, man. I mean, come on. So what the hell was Diddy on? Was he on drugs? Was he drunk? Obviously, she was trying to make a getaway, and Diddy
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
don't.
save
I don't. I don't
her, throw
think
the
domestic
money.
violence is right, bro.
Exactly.
Beating your wife like that. That was his wife. You gonna beat
How
your wife like that?
Any woman altogether.
how did he get away with that? By the way, because I mean there was vid- video footage right there. Like it's not like oh, this it's hearsay. There's literally video footage of him beating his wife and pulling her out of the elevator.
Pulling out of the elevator, kicking her, pulling her hair, throwing stuff at her while in a bathrobe, of all things.
Imagine being on that floor and you hear all that. Like, there's no way, unless he bought that whole floor. Imagine you're in that hotel room, in that
I
on
don't
that
know.
floor.
I don't know what was on his mind or what he was doing at that time, but still, it was
Drugs. You
outright
said it.
wrong.
You said it. It was drugs. He was drugged up. You said it.
Yep, that's true there.
He was doing drugs.
And the thing it gets, it kind of gets me is that now the question is, where does he go from here? When he gets out, what do you think he's going to be doing? Do you think
He'll
he's
probably
He ain't gonna be doing a damn thing. His reputation's fucked.
No, that's true. And who do you think is going to be running Bad Boy Entertainment while he's gone?
No one's gonna be shut down
Because I know
because of all
Snoop
the that place has gotten shut down because of the legal sex trafficking he was doing with all his clients.
And I wonder what all the members of the roster that was on his record label, what did they got to say about it? Whether it's Danny D. Kane, Dream, 112, Mace, the rapper that recorded a couple records on his album, on his label, I meant to say. And of course, we cannot get anything from the Notorious B.I.G. or what he has to say about the whole thing. But it's like, it's, years ago, I used to imagine him as the baby face in the East West versus North. I gotta stop talking for a second there. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm getting overdone. My apologies, everybody that's listening. I used
I'm
to
pretty
think that
sure
they used
his son will probably do something with it. Bad Boy Nation. I think his son. I mean, Bad Boy Records. I'm pretty sure his son will get past the torch.
right there. Now, the thing is, I used to believe that maybe Combs was the babyface in the beef between himself and Suge Knight. And Suge Knight was the heel because of the heel stuff that he did. You know what? association with the LA Bloods, the Bloods, the LA Street Gang, the threats he leveled towards NWA's old management team, the threat he leveled
Mm,
against Vanilla Ice for whichever reason it was. I mean,
that shit was
he
crazy.
has it. He has a record. The fact that he wanted the man was low life. The man with you thought that threats, intimidation was the way to get ahead.
Yep.
And now he's
Well,
in prison. He's been in prison for how many years? And now Death Row Records, which he co-founded with Dr. Dre, is now owned run by Snoop Dogg, who used to be you used to be known as Snoop Doggy Dogg and was signed on to that label for a few years until he left.
I'm wondering about one
Crazy.
thing. Uh, I went to the WrestleMania 29, and I guess P Diddy was he was part of the musical act during,
Yes, he
like,
was. Yes, he was.
wondering if Peacock is going ever since this whole deal happened. If I hadn't went back and checked, I don't know if they still had that whole concert deal that was intact, or did they just edit that part out? I mean, the Peacock is now known for censoring stuff. Like when someone had a problem with Roddy Piper being half white, half
I
black.
remember
Well,
that the match
Peacock
against
actually ended their deal with WWE. That's why WWE went to ESPN.
see there.
So Peacock still has the library,
Uh,
while
Yeah, yeah, not for long. Not for long. I'm pretty sure it's gonna, revert to the ESPN app or
because I remember
Netflix.
they had to censor a lot of the stuff that the original DX was doing when it was Shawn Michaels, Triple H in China, and later Rick Rude as well.
Yep, yep.
that's
Best
what
faction I ever seen.
when WWE Network they didn't really do that. But when they went to Peacock, I was like, oh, we gotta make it a little cleaner.
Yeah, because they're
Like,
afraid of offending someone. Remember that around that time, wrestling companies didn't give a shit. You could say whatever word you wanted to, just as long as it wasn't on camera. They would have to bleep it out.
yeah.
Try every upsetting gimmick you can. At that time, the Monday Night Wars was raging, so you see where they're coming from there.
But yeah, I probably want to investigate, see if they still have that section in WrestleMania 29, because like I was there. That was a cold night in New Jersey. But I mean, it was like during the daytime, it was actually pretty warm. But when the sun went down, it got cold in MetLife Stadium
Well, where was this at, by the way? And what was
in
in the
New Jersey.
and it must have been in the fall, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it was heading into the springtime. I believe I I think it was in April. But it was I
So it
guess
was springtime. That's how it usually is in the
Have
Northeast
you
area.
well, have you seen the tickets for this for a wrestling show for Raw, SmackDown? Tickets are unbelievable with WWE. I
Let
mean,
me
they
guess.
have lost their
Through
fucking
the
mind.
roof. Let me guess. They're through the damn roof, correct?
Yes.
Give me an
well, I mean,
estimate.
WrestleMania tickets nowadays. I'm like they just released the prices for it. It's insane.
Wait,
You
give
can
me
be
how much is one ticket alone for this upcoming WrestleMania? Give me an estimate. I'm dying to know.
I don't even know. All I know is the tickets is I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore.
I
Okay.
think I think the cheapest tickets I could find is like obviously in the nosebleed section, but it's like maybe $400 or more.
For one ticket?
Yeah, for one ticket for one day.
The fuck?
Yes,
The
they
hell is
the
wrong with them? One ticket for one person?
yeah, like I know. See, people kept on bringing up about there's this package that you when you go to some of these major PLEs where like, oh, they're $30,000 or $40,000. You're in the front row seats. Like, well, there's more than just that. Like,
I got
I'm sure that like you get to
Well,
meet some.
how the hell you get the package though? Like, what do you do to get the package? They're not telling you how you get the package. They're just saying there's a package. They're not telling you how the fuck to get the package.
Well, the package is pretty much you meet up with the superstars and like WrestleMania last year or this uh the people who got the
But yeah, where do you go to apply to get the premium package? That's what I'm saying. Where do you go? They mention it, but they're not telling you where to go to sign up for it.
that's a good question. Maybe WWE.com. I have no idea. That's a good question.
That's the thing. They say, oh, there's a premium package. Okay, where the fuck you supposed to go to get the premium package? And then
That's
people
where
want to be like ignorant and don't tell you because they want to keep the secret to themselves. Like I don't understand when people do that.
I don't know if it's a well. I don't know. I don't actively go look for it, but I know it's crazy for. But I think it was like $40,000 for a WrestleMania ticket,
I
and
got
that's
the
for
Oh
both.
hell no.
I got you. Check this out. It says here WrestleMania ticket prices, and this is for the upcoming WrestleMania 42, this coming
Yeah,
April, have been set significantly by seating location and the event demanding, with basic tickets for WrestleMania 42 starting around $854 for upper level seats and
yeah.
VIP packages reaching tens of thousands of dollars. For this
Isn't
upcoming WrestleMania 2, which takes place in Saudi Arabia, April 2026, 2-day tickets range from approximately $854 to nearly $9,000 for floor seats before fees. The
Earl,
price breakdown,
Earl,
cheapest seats, yeah,
do you hear yourself? Did you realize what you just said? Say it again. Say that one more time. Repeat that one. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
what the price
The
ranges?
price.
Yeah,
The
I
price.
know.
You just said
That's what I'm reading. It says once again, basic tickets for WrestleMania 42 starting around $854 for upper level
now let
seats
me
and
ask you this. Let
VIP.
me
Yeah,
ask you this. Let me ask you, who the hell is gonna take out a loan for that?
well,
the rich
well,
people, I guess.
well. See, I can
Because
understand.
I know Earl would never do. You would never.
Nope. And
That's
here's
a
some
whole
of
house
those.
rent right there. That's a whole car note and house rent right there.
Exactly.
That's
That's that two you could buy a new house with that. You could buy a mansion with that amount of money. Cheapest seats, Ariel, the price breakdown. Cheapest tickets, upper levels, as I mentioned, $854.15 before the fees. The floor seats can range from approximately 300, no, excuse me, 3,868 bucks to $8,998 before fees kick in. The VIP/slash premium packages on locations gold package starts at $1,600 per person with package champion packages, I meant to say, starting at
package.
5,000. Yep, starting at 5,250 buckaroos, and suites costing more than according to On Location. First row center
See, that's
seats.
I'll put it
Oh
like
boy,
this. That's
check
the same
this
amount of
out.
money.
Oh man, check
That's the
this
same amount of prices that they would put on caskets, my friend.
out.
You
And
know,
let me get this out there. For WrestleMania front row center seats next year, these are being offered at, get this, $70,000.
Like I said, it sounds like it sounds like you're trying to buy a
$70,000.
casket.
Oh, that's how. See, that's the one. See, people brings that up. I'm not worried about those prices. I'm more worried about the prices for obviously, going into the stands and up to nosebleeds. That's where you have to worry about your prices because you're gonna have your rich people paying for that for the $17,000 for the because last year, not only they got to meet the superstars, they get to watch both nights. The people actually got the chance before WrestleMania to go out through the entrance down the ramp with a music package. I mean, and that's just one little thing, but I think one of them also where mi- uh, you had an option to uh go golfing with the Miz.
Mm.
I was like I was like I mean, yeah, that's nice, but but that's still insane for those prices. But think about this, you pay all that money, but uh you still have to pay probably for parking and
That's
then
true there.
manage and then you probably had to pay. No, I mean, then you got to remember all the concession stands. It's going to be through the
Oh,
roof.
absolutely. Probably about $5 for a medium-sized soda pop.
Yep. And then they'll have those convenience stands that will have sell the T-shirts and belts all over the place.
Hmm.
But those will be insane too. I think the last time I bought shirts I think I was at WWE was like $35 a shirt.
Mm. Wow.
That's insane.
I know it's when I was saw Iron Maiden back in 2020. Excuse me. When I saw Iron Maiden play at the City Woods Pavilion back when I was still in Texas, the shirt costs about $45, ranging on what kind of designs they had, as well as what kind of shirts you're getting. A hoodie, it was cost about 50 something dollars. I got
That's
myself,
not bad.
I got myself and my sister a couple of regular tour shirts. Mine, which it cost about 45 bucks. That was a lot of money, that's for sure.
I remember when AEW came down here for Dynamite and Rampage.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, by the way, uh their stands that where they sell their shit
Yep.
was horrible by the way. It was
Yes.
nowhere near what they would put out, but it was just they only had two belts to buy. Obviously, it was the AEW World Belt and the TNT belt.
And these were replicas, right?
Yeah,
I see there.
and and the AEW World Belt was $800.
Wow. And how much was the TNT replica?
I think that was either 750 or 700.
Mm.
I'm like, God damn! Like I was expecting maybe $500, give or take. $800 for the World Belt.
I know, but then
I'm
again,
like,
that's how well, these are made legitly to resemble the actual belt themselves. I mean, like,
yeah.
that's how they do. I can imagine WWE probably charges way more for their replica belts.
Well, yeah, certain belts like there's obviously tiers. Like they'll say this is the deluxe or premier no, premier belt, wherever. But it would have like the fitness of the plates and stuff like that.
Yep.
But when they were in Dallas for WrestleMania 38, I was at the Superstore and they had double sided stands where they would sell the belts.
Hmm.
I didn't look closely at the pricing because I was obviously not gonna be able to buy any of those belts. I only got a couple T-shirts, but it was an access mixed with a store. It was
Wow.
half Access and half Superstore.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
But
I can imagine it all, man, because they like to charge. Man, these are big companies, and big companies like to pull in the money any way they can, no matter what.
oh yeah, I mean, it was to the point where like, I mean, because it was part access, you still had to pay money to go into the store. It was $15 to enter the store.
To enter the store, damn, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
well, because it was like I said, it was just not because it was a store. It was also part of a fan fest deal.
Mhm.
So, and there was still some stuff you would have to pay extra to even do more stuff. But it was still cool. But it was like, and it was on the other side of Dallas too, or
Wow.
Arlington.
Ah,
So
I heard that place. I heard about that
it,
place.
I think it was like 20, 30 minutes away from the stadium.
Ah,
But I mean, it's insane. I can't like WWE's gonna fall on their face when no one wants to buy tickets no more. Like there's like they proudly uh, boast about when they set records for financially, or like, oh, this is the best box office we've done for this arena or wherever. Or like, so they're literally telling you we price gouged you. We made so much money from price gouging you.
yeah, that's probably one of the big reasons why I don't really attend a lot of shows because everything is cost so damn high when you look at it there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't see how people are able to do that with all the inflation gone up. Like, lot, living is a lot harder than it is nowadays. So it was like, how the fuck could they afford to go to these shows?
I know, probably have to save up a lot of money because obviously it's WrestleMania, it's a Metallica concert. I mean, for crying out loud. I remember YR and myself were talking about the prices of a Metallica concert its own self. And he mentioned that it was expensive as hell because of the stage setup, the amount of people that's going to be there, because these are big arena
Yeah.
stadiums when you think about it there. I mean, you're not just and also keep this in mind when you see a concert that costs too much, you're also paying for the amount of security they have to hire. You're also paying for the production, the road crew, the stage, the lights, the big screen in the
Or,
back. That's how it's done usually at times.
oh yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, I can understand Metallica making a little bit more money on their tickets. I can
Mhm.
understand that because that's Metallica.
Yes, absolutely there.
But WWE like had these price tickets uh or ticket prices for like they were reasonable for the longest time, and it's only recently they're like price gouging.
Yeah.
Like, and I started noticing that when they were starting to put a lot of these shows internationally,
Mhm.
and I it'd be funny when like WrestleMania is going to be back in Vegas, and then like you said, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
and you're going to make the most money of all time there.
Well, yeah, because obviously Saudi Arabia, they wanted to see wrestling there. I remember there was a story that they want the legends like The Undertaker, Goldberg, NWO, D-Generation X. But the problem is, all those guys are not what they used to be. I mean,
No,
Look at the match between the Undertaker and Goldberg. I mean, I
oh yeah,
saw
that's
bits of it. That
horrible.
was like horrible. What the hell, man? But some people in Saudi Arabia didn't care. It's like we want the legends. They want to see the legends wrestle if they are able to or not. They want to see them no matter what. And I remember when
Well,
the announcement was made by Triple H in that press conference, many of the people that were standing in line with him, whether it's Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, or Charlotte Flair, they were not smiling. They were not smiling, especially the women, because they got to cover themselves up, obviously.
you know it's funny. Th- I don't know if you ever know this YouTuber. His name's the Saw Monster.
Never heard of this guy. No.
Oh, you need to check him out. He's great.
Mhm.
But well, it's funny that he made the comment. It's like when he saw them during that press conference, he said he's seen hostages look more happier than they do.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
I was like, I was like, oh, that's bad when you say hostages looks
Oh, man.
happy. But I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, God, look, Shawn Michaels look like shit right now. Even though he looks old, I mean, when he came back that one last time in Saudi Arabia, I mean, it didn't look that bad. But now, God, look at him. He's unrecognizable from the last time he wrestled. And old his old age is starting to catch up. So you definitely don't want to watch him in the ring.
He just
Well, he
looks
would.
like someone's old uncle. That's all. Easy
Well,
on HBK, man. He's still one of the greatest of all time.
No,
One of
well,
my
I
favorite wrestlers.
Well, you also
I
got to remember Shawn Michaels has been wearing a hat all the time, as you can see, because obviously he's been balding big time. That's why he had his
Yeah.
hair styled in a ponytail for most of the time during the
Yep.
matches, during the segments and stuff. I mean, it's no secret now. I mean, I mean, it's still kind of odd seeing the bald-headed Shawn Michaels in that Saudi Arabia match against the Brothers of Destruction. Whereas Triple H, his hair has been way short for quite some time. When I first moved
true.
to Texas and I saw Monday Night Raw and I saw during the Authority segments, Triple H with his massively short hair, it's like, what the heck did you do, Paul? What did you do to yourself there, man? His real name is Paul Levesque, by the way. And I saw them like, what the heck? I realized that you're an executive, but geez, keep the ponytail for crying out loud. But like he's bald
I
now,
was.
he's the size, he's got this massive beard.
Yeah.
It
And
actually looks
what?
good on Triple H. It looks good on him. Looks good on
No,
him.
I
But
agree.
Sean, it doesn't look good on him. Like Sean did not age too well, but he looks like someone's old grandpa or uncle now. Looks like Papa Sean.
But then again, I guess you could say, how old is he in the 60s, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Yeah, you got to remember, like I guess a lot of the drugs he did back in the day kind of contributed to that issue.
Probably that and alcohol too.
Yeah, remember
And
Yep.
I,
the wrestlers back then partied their asses off behind the scenes. The plane ride from hell.
oh
Yep.
yeah, like oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think like I would love to know when did Shawn Michaels get the cross-eyed, or was it a lazy eye look?
Well, it happened in a match against Kane. Kane kicked him and kind of messed up the muscle in his eye,
Ah,
which he never
wow.
got surgery to fix it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And Chris Jericho threw him into like a glass TV and got glass in his eye. It made it worse.
Ouch.
See, that's one thing I do think it's possible is Mirko coming back because I mean it's Saudi Arabia WrestleMania is 2 years from now or a year and a half from now, and I think he'll probably be out of his AEW contract, and I wouldn't doubt that he's probably want to be in the Hall of Fame, get one more big time payday at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia,
Mhm.
and I was bringing this up the other day. I thought on my show, I think it was on Saturday's Raw or something, but we were talking about this Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia coming up, and we were thinking, uh, no, I think no, it was me and the Rose and Kratos. We were watching football. That's what it was.
I see there. Hmm.
And we're talking about the Royal Rumble, and he brought up, I don't think it'll be a 50-man Royal Rumble. Then I was like, hold on, why not? I mean, now they got this working relationship with TNA, obviously, and you got this whole deal with AAA, and like utilize it. Have this giant Royal Rumble. You know they're gonna want to ask for dead people to come back, like Yokozuna. Like they're probably say, we want Hulk Hogan to come back to wrestle. It's like do we? They probably don't know he's dead right now. You know, they'll probably have to
That's a good.
find.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know because they don't really. I guess they don't really follow that. You know.
No, they wanted people like the Ultimate Warrior to fight when he's been dead for a while.
I know.
I'm
They
like,
don't know that.
hold on, like like they gotta have internet. How do they not know this man's not alive? It was like, oh, we want Andre the Giant come back. He hadn't wrestled for like 30 years. Like, well, there's a good reason he's been dead for that long or
Dead
longer.
since Dead since 1993. Already, I think it get the copycats that WCW had for a while. Remember, WCW had the Renegade, their version of the Ultimate
Oh
Warrior.
yeah.
They had the Giant, their version, who was supposed to be the son of Andre the Giant, allegedly, according to the original storyline.
That is weird that you said that. They don't know that certain people are dead. Like, how do they not know that over there?
I don't know, but then again, some people are probably either got their heads in the clouds or they're simply not aware of what's going on within the world.
But then again, they
Well,
don't get wrestling over there that much, so that's probably
That
why.
that's probably a good point as well because not many things happen in Saudi Arabia. Just
well,
everyday life, I guess.
maybe the prince is like, he's like, all right, we're gonna get the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. It's like, so let's think of all the people we know that are legends. It's like, is Hulk Hogan still there? And of course, they're manservants or whatever. They don't feel comfortable to say no, he's dead. So like, we'll look into it.
Oh gosh.
Like, it's like, is Gorgeous George the man still alive?
Or Georgie Animal Steel or the Junkyard Dog or let's say how about this one? Brian Pillman,
Yeah. Oh, oh God, Bruiser Brody. It's like,
Owen
hey,
Owen Hart, Gino
oh,
Hernandez.
The only legend they were probably able to be able to get from that era of the golden ages, they probably might ask for Bret Hart to versus Ric Flair or something.
problem is with Ric Flair. I mean, they said that
I
he
mean, it
had
could happen for them. It can happen to old men rolling around the ring. I mean, we don't want to see that, but they do.
uh, I mean,
It would
Bret
have been
Hart.
nice. It would have been nice for the original Four Horsemen to show up in Saudi Arabia, except it would have had
Oh,
to you have to get Barry Windham in the place of Ole Anderson because he's been dead for the past couple of years.
Well,
And Ole Anderson, if he was watching this from above the wrestling ring in the sky, he would have told the guys, "No, don't go with the WWE." He hated Vince McMahon. He resented Vince McMahon. He didn't appreciate. Ole Anderson was a protector of the territories back in the day, and when you found out
yeah.
about Vince McMahon, doing that Black Saturday at the TBS studios. He was not happy about that at all. In fact, he had, said fuck Vince, fuck his wife, and fuck everything else, blah blah. He had to be escorted out. He had to be led away by security. I mean, like he hated Vince McMahon. I believe that's why when the Four Horsemen got inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, they had to they had to go in with Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Barry Windham, who was also a member of the Horsemen in a few
Yeah,
years later.
I mean, it was really cool to added Oli in there, but he would probably definitely wouldn't want to be in there. And there's bad blood between both him and the WWE. I think Triple H wouldn't mind to put him in now. It was really the bad blood between Oli and Vince,
Yeah, that's
and
true
now,
there. Well, if that
but
were to happen, they would Triple H have to get a hold of Ole's estate, his members of his family, the people they worked in to see if it was okay to induct Ole in. I would like to see Olia because he was one unique defender of the territories as well as a booker and promoter as well. I mean, when you think about it, he was there for the business.
yeah, I just don't see it happening. I
Hmm.
mean, there's definitely some shockers. Like I was kind of shocked when I saw Vern Gagne being inducted because that was a big deal.
Yeah, because
Uh,
Vern Gagne, give him his due. His wrestling organization, the AWA, American Wrestling Association, they
I-
helped start the careers of Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, like
yeah,
they would go on to the WWF, it was called at the time, and found major success. So in a lot of ways, Vern Gagne being inducted was their thank you to Mr. Gagne for providing all these superstars years later down the line.
and not only that, he was a great wrestler too,
Yeah, he
as
was.
well.
Yeah, he was.
But then there, like, honestly, when I was kind of shocked about Bruno being inducted because Bruno was on the outs with WWE, or he was on the outs with them.
Well, Bruno held before they became the WWF, they were known as the WWWF, Worldwide Wrestling Federation. And Bruno Sammartino was their champion for a number of 8 years. 8 years he held the world title for that company name.
Oh
Although,
yeah.
and plus, let's not forget Peter Maivia and later Rocky Johnson. Of course, was the granddaddy and daddy of The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the Wild Samoans, Captain Lou Albano.
But there's definitely some people in the Hall of Fame I feel like should be taken out. One of the biggest ones I always point out is Sonny.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Well, though there was a debate over whether she should be removed because of after she got convicted for what she did. I mean, we all agree what she did was outright despicable and disgusting. I mean, like the girl had every chance to get herself clean, but she couldn't. She was too far into that. I'm a diva. I deserve privilege. I deserve a right to be the way I am because I'm Sunny. I was the most downloaded woman in the 1990s. Yeah, but that was in the 1990s. You're not looking so hot right now. You had to resort to doing a porn movie to make some amount of money, and which you'll probably spend it on booze and drugs. You cheated
hey,
on your boyfriend, Chris Candido.
did you hear about that porno by the
Yes, I
that
heard
in the
about that years ago. Yes.
no? Well, I mean, did you hear about the what happened in the porno?
That Sunday did? What happened there?
She farted in the porno.
All right. What I guess she was taking it up the ass, right? When she did this?
I assume I kind of seen clips of it before, but I was like, oh my god, I don't want to remember something like this. This is like And then, like, I heard about the fart. It's like I gotta see the fart part. Like,
Yeah.
just for
What's
I
kind of
was like,
funny? Some people may have to resort to doing something like that in order to make ends meet. Look at China. She
yeah.
had to do a few adult movies because she had to earn some money. Remember, she got booted out of the WWF and later blacklisted thanks to Stephanie McMahon.
I mean, there was one point she said either Triple H may raped her or maybe or physically abused her or something like that. And
I'm not
then
too
she
sure, but
but then she retracted those comments. I was like,
rekindle it. She was at they probably said them originally just to put to hurt Triple H for hurting her because they were engaged when Triple H started
yeah.
going with Stephanie.
See, I made a joke. I was on the phone with Tex about the whole Sunny porno deal and making the fart
Mhm.
comment. I was like, hold on, this is a big time porno company. You figure when they're editing this thing, it was like, wouldn't you figure in the cutting room, just like, oh, you know the part when she farted?
Mhm.
Maybe we should cut that out. It was like, nah, just leave it in. I'm like, you figure that it should be on the cutting room floor, because like if you want to take that porno seriously, like you wouldn't want to leave that fart in there.
I'm looking up, but since you brought it up there, fails. Actually, there is a. I'm going to look for a couple. This. I'm trying to find porn video bloopers that went on there, but they're all in video form there. Like you porn, porn hat, such and such here. I mean, I just want to read about them, not watch them, because who knows what we could find. Never mind. All right, so I think we're about getting to the end of this show. I got to get ready, take me a shower, and get ready for work tomorrow morning. Are you going to be checking out my techno set premiere later on today at night? Later on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Casey Prince.
I'll
um,
be here.
All right, there. Good, good. Around your time, it's going to be possibly around 7 p.m. since you're in the Mountain Time Zone. And Casey, are you in the Eastern Time Zone like I am?
no, I'm in Central Time, and a lot of
Uh,
times
it's an hour
I'm in,
earlier.
yeah, but a lot of times by 8 o'clock, I'm usually doing my show by that time.
I see there. Well, okay, so I figure I'd let everybody know I got a Saturday night techno set premiering on my channel later on tonight
Yes,
since it's
sir.
already Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time zone. And I think it's going to be wrapping it up here because I got to take a shower, get ready for work in a few hours from now. Prince, I want to thank you for being here and thank you to Casey
Yes,
as well
yes.
for being
Another
involved as
great
well.
show that Prince
Great
Idol
show.
produced. Yes, another good show.
Mhm.
This is a really good show. This was a really. I'm
Interesting
thrilled that we've
topics
had
we
this.
talked about. All right, so definitely going to do a new thumbnail for this since and other stuff there. Guys, I want to thank you once again for being a part of this. All right, there.
It
I'm
was
going to
fun.
end the call here.
It was a fun show. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for
Yes,
participating
yes,
as well for both you guys.
yes.
All right, there. So I'm going to end the call right now. Take care, dudes. And on behalf of myself and my guests, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening slash morning as it is now. Hope everybody enjoys this Saturday. Once again, I'll be premiering the new Saturday night techno set for your dancing and listening pleasure. Be ready to have the volume cranked up and dance in whichever spot that you prefer to dance in. And don't forget, as always, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button and notification bell. Everybody out there, have a good time, but get out alive.